Hey everybody, what's going on? Randy here with Nerds Templar. This is the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate AI League Season 1, set number 9 in the blue division today. We've already seen the red and the green go, still have yet to see the yellow. After 8 sets in the blue here, we've got Cloud at 7-1, Ganondorf at 6-1, Snake at 6-2, Sora at 5-2, Banjo and Kazooie, along with Ness and Captain Falcon at 5-3. Wario, Roy, and Steve are 4-3. Palutena, Meta Knight, and Inkling 4-4. Rob is 3-4. Pacman and Pichu and Lucas and Falco are all 3-5. Fox is 1-6. Rosalina and Luma are 1-7. And Ken is 0-7. Now set number 9 for them. We got Falco taking on Roy to begin things. Pacman is up against Steve. Pichu versus Palutena. Banjo and Kazooie up against Ken. Meta Knight versus Fox. Rosalina and Luma versus Rob. Lucas against Wario. Ness taking on Inkling. Captain Falcon taking on Sora. And Cloud versus Ganondorf to finish us off. Snake's on a bye. Let's get into it. Back to just primary skins now for set number 9, maybe also set number 10 as we move into the middle of the season. Set number 10 and 11 will be the middle. Every fighter is going to have one bye, so it's all depending on whether they had their bye yet or not. After that point, we'll check out where everyone kind of stands for the playoffs, although we always usually do that anyway just by looking at the the standings, really. Falco trying to remain relevant. Oh man, a great knockout there on Roy to begin things here. 30% only on his first stock. He's just pulled a poison mushroom though. Roy's gonna need a little bit of a comeback. Roy is 4-3, yes. Number 9 right now, actually. A lot of 3, 4, and 5 wins right now in the division. So, still the potential to make up some matches for somebody like Falco, who is now 3-5 after some wins. Started off the season pretty poorly, but he's just won 3 in a row, and one of them was to Sora. Sora currently number 4 at 5-2. Falco small again, but oh no, Roy's big, Falco's normal. Roy is launching Falco off the map, but Roy's at 71% as Falco now on his second stock. Roy another super mushroom. He's gonna bring this one back to about even, and he'd do it. 4-4 wouldn't be too bad, but he's kind of, I think he had a win last match. Oh, he had a bye and a win before that. Yes, so sort of on the upswing, I suppose. Certainly want to continue that. A lot like Ike, who did really well in the yellow last season, doing well in the yellow this season. Falco did well here last season in the blue, making the playoffs at 12-8 record, number 5, I believe, in the division. He actually beat Wario. He had a slight favorite over him. Not really, just in record, I guess. Wario from the green, Falco the blue there. Wario now in the blue here with Falco this season. Falco then lost to King DDD. I mentioned that King DDD, one of the two in the final round, so slightly understandable. Him and Captain Falcon. We'll see you later. Also see Wario later. Now we're actually all evened up here. One stock each. Roy's done it. Falco's got a super mushroom though right now. 69 to 4 to 69 to 62. Roy returns with a nice hit. 85 on Falco now. 81 on Roy. And a tiny mushroom on Falco. Almost gets launched, not quite. Is that going to be enough? Yes, it will be enough. You cannot get back with that tiny mushroom. That's game. Roy coming back to solidify and to remain not upset, I guess, in this one. Falco, so close. So close to doing it. But, I don't know, 3 and 6, he may still have a shot. We'll see. Now, 5 and 3. Roy, though, pretty good. And in Falco's winning streak, maybe even making the top 8 here after today. We'll see. He was number 9. Pacman, 3 and 5. Steve, also 3 and 5. No, Steve's actually, I'm sorry. Steve's on a big roll here. 4 and 3. Did he win his last 4? Yeah, no. Won 4 of his last 5, though. Only losing in that time to Meta Knight, of all people. And Knight 4 and 4, just behind him, half a game right now. But yeah, Steve performing really well recently, so... yeah, don't know what to think about that. Pacman, pretty much the opposite. He was 3 and 1. No. Yeah, he was 3 and 1. Even beaten Ness. So there was that, and now he is 3 and 5. So how the turns have tabled. But could they table back here? It's possible. Well, it usually is a close match with Steve. Good one. It's like Bowser Jr. in the green. Just like that, Steve. Making his way, but Steve's already done it, really. Bowser Jr. is doing what Steve's kind of already done here at 4 and 3. Oh man, Pacman supersized. Gets that first knockout. He's at 93% though. Not count Steve out just yet. Yeah, there's a launch for him. Tying it up. I assume all of the different characters for the skins of Steve all are the same. Like, they all work the same way, right? It just so happened that when he wasn't playing as the character Steve, he did better. Right now, still all tied out, 58-41. 2 stock each. Super Mushroom for Pacman. Both of these guys new to the league, so this is really all the data we have so far on them. But there will be more. Right now, both of them actually would be moving on to the yellow division in the middle of the division here right now. Pacman just barely. He's number 15. Actually, Steve is number 10, so Pacman's the very last that would move. Steve is the second one to be moving on. Roy would have been first. He's just 1, so who knows about him. Can Steve do the same? Same record as Roy. Can he win as well? 119 to 105. It's crazy close here. Oh, Pacman drop kick. See ya, Steve-O. Down to his last stock here, and a super mushroom for him. Can he bring it back to even? Yes, no. Maybe so. No, 132 on Pacman. A magma block doesn't do anything. Folks, Pacman with some fire also doesn't do anything. No one gets that poison mushroom, luckily for them. 156 Pacman off of the screen. And we're almost all tied up. Super mushroom on Steve. Will tie it up. 23 to 25. One stock. As close as it gets. The entire way through this one, too. As I guess maybe you would imagine, with these two middle of the pack. Oh man, that super mushroom though, paying off dividends for Steve. And he continues this ridiculous win streak. I think that's 4 for him now. Yeah, that was 4 for him. Wow. Great job, Steve. He's won almost every match since coming back from his bye. Meta Knight losing to him and then having 4 after that since then. 5 and 3, just like Roy. And that is another 3 and 6. Pacman and Falco both down there already today. Of course, it's probably also worth mentioning 13 go to the playoffs, 8 stay in the top of the division, will stay in the division. Number 9 to 15 will move after this season to a different division. 16 to 21, the bottom also stays in this division, whichever one they're in. But for the playoffs, 1 to 13 will make it, rank 1 to 13. So everybody but the bottom 2 who will be moving. Everybody in the top but the bottom 2 will be moving divisions, and then everybody at the very bottom, of course. Pichu here. So that being said, the more of these 3 and 6s, 3 and 5s that is, who lose, the actually worse their chances do become if they are losing to the ones that are above them. Because the 3 and 5 start at rank 15 right now. Rob, the only one at 3 and 4, just above them. He is number 14. He would actually have been missing the playoffs. I'll probably also do that. Next set, perhaps, will start. That'll be set 10 for everybody, which will be the beginning of the halfway point, sort of. At the end of that, I will put in a way in the standings at the end for you to see sort of who would be playoff-wise, getting the buys, getting into the playoffs, and missing all that stuff. So I'll just update the visuals, the graphics for you there a little bit. Pichu lost first stock, and maybe, I don't know, see that happening, but Pichu is 3 and 5, not doing completely horrible. Palutena's 4 and 4. It's not that big of a difference. 117. There is a big difference in size currently. Block there from Pichu. 56 though already. Pichu tiny now on that second stock, that is. 122 on Palutena's first. Pichu needs that knockout. It's already looking bad here for the little baby Pikachu. Oh man, another knockout for Palutena. Could be moving her to 5 and 4. And again, another 3 and 5 potentially losing, another one at the 4 and 4 or higher point winning. That's actually what's getting in right now. The 3, 4, and 4s are number 12, 13, 11, 12, and 13 in the division. There's 3 buys. That's how that's going to work. 3 buys per division at the top, the 3 at the top, and then all the other rest of the 13, the other 10 will play. That'll leave 5. Plus 3 buys, that's 8. They will play 1 more round, and then everyone remaining, those 4 from every division, will then be mashed together based on record, and they'll all play each other in a final, final bracket tournament. And that's the playoffs. So, Pichu needs a win. This is a great person to get the win against, but he's struggling. Palutena did get the 1 knockout on her, but she's at 53, but Pichu at 128 on his last stock already. Not much chance there, Palutena destroying him basically. That's probably one of the worst matches we've seen Pichu have. Usually not doing that poorly. Again, 3 and 5, not really the worst record right now. 3 and 6 is starting to get bad though. You can still come back from 3 and 6. All these 3 and 6ers we just got, 3 of them so far. Yeah, it's not looking great. The ones below them, the three below them, the 1-6, 1-7, and 0-7, those we'll see in a moment here, they are probably done. But that also means a chance, like here, for some to perhaps pad their records a little bit, or be upset. You never know, I guess. You know, we've seen so many upsets here in the league. We did have a season 0. That's what we talked about in the, you know, there was a promo season with all the fighters, most of the fighters up to and including Brawl. Some of the echoes we left out. But over less than half of the fighters in the entire game were in there, if you include the DLC ones, which we're using obviously here. You see, Banjo and Kazooie are doing really well, 5-3 right now. This is our highest record competitor so far in the division we've seen. Yes, taking on the lowest of the low, that 0-7 Ken boy. The one guy in the one fighter in the entire league still looking for a win, and not an easy one here. But hey, you just never know. You just never know. And really, when I say that, it means so much more than like when you're watching a sport and they say it, and you know that it's not actually true. It's actually true here, almost all the time. Actually, pretty much all the time. You'll see it. It can quickly change. Like, you know, if you have Pichu versus somebody big like Ganondorf, you never know for a moment until Ganondorf gets 2 knockouts, then you do. Right now, though, Ken keeping it close enough, 103 to 139. Nobody's out. Ken's got a Super Mushroom and Poison Mushroom on Banjo. Can he hit him? That's when you use that down A. One normal size again, 110 to 157. A lot of percent starting to stack up there on Ken. Another Super Mushroom, though. Is that still too much percent, even with the Super Mushroom? At 180 now, 140 on Banjo. That'll be enough for the knockout with the Super Mushroom on Ken. And now, a slight lead for Ken, the winless, against one who used to be at one point. He was 4-0, Banjo. Before finally losing his first match. And that was actually to Ganondorf, so it made some sense. And then after that, he actually gave Steve his first win, or second win, I guess, first of his streak of 4 now. Banjo gets the knockout on Ken, but I don't know, maybe a little bit more percent than you'll want on yourself when you get that tying knockout. 2 stock each, 64 to 37. Super Mushroom on Banjo. I mean, Super Mushroom on Ken, that is. Ken dressed almost nearly the same color as Kazooie. Is close. Another Super Mushroom for Ken. Man, he is staying big out. Another Poison Mushroom. Back to normal, not small. 90 to 93. Banjo just took the lead again. Ken tracks down that Super Mushroom, though, again, for him. And that's what it took last time to retake the lead, or to take the lead, I suppose, probably for the first time. And he does it again here. Stock advantage again for Ken. Super Mushroom again for Ken. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Banjo blocked him from getting the Poison Mushroom and picked it up himself. No. Poison Mushrooms are dark red. The computers don't seem to know that. Banjo does grab a good mushroom that time, so maybe, yes, he does, in fact, tie it right back up. So, there goes Ken's huge advantage he just had against one of the best in the league, one of the top 8 still. After going 4-0, he's now 5-3. Honestly, yeah, he's struggled recently, Banjo boy. And Kazooie old girl. Pretty sure Kazooie's a girl. Banjo is a guy. But yeah, they certainly need a win, and this is the one. Ooh, they are lucky that they did not get kicked there. looked like it packed a bit of a punch. They're all right, 30% only on them. 72 on Ken's last here. They're both on their last. And a super mushroom for Banjo. Is that going to do it? 97 on Ken. Banjo slides off the side of the map. That is going to do it just before they go back to normal size. Crisis averted because they were kind of on the back foot that whole match. It was close the whole time, but it was close. You don't really want it to be close when you're up against the winless, the worst in your division. He remains there at 0-8 now. That is horrible. Sorry, Ken. Just not cutting it this season, I guess. Gonna remain here in the blue, most likely, at the very bottom right now. Banjo, though, continues his winning ways, 6-3. He definitely needed that. He beat Wario 2 matches ago. He lost to Sora last set, so another win for him there. That was kind of a sketchy one, all things considered. 4-4 Meta Knight. And the 1-6 Fox. Fox, the worst in the division that stayed from last season, but that being said, it was the top half of the division that stayed only. The bottom half is what left. So being one that stayed meant that you did well. If you stayed, you did well. He just happened to be the last of those. At 10-10, he also made the playoffs at 10-10, Fox. He lost to Donkey Kong, but hey, he got to experience, he got a taste of it. Gets the knockout very quickly here on Meta Knight. This is interesting because, yeah, Fox obviously really struggling now. And again, we've mentioned the whole thing with being the one that stays in the bottom of the division from last season. It's great and all, but that could mean that everybody coming into the division could be better than you. And so you could, like Fox, find yourself at the very bottom all of a sudden. And that's what happened. He's 1-6. There's only 2 behind him right now. 1-7 Rosalina and Luma, and now 0-8 Ken. Man, Fox just got another knockout on Meta Knight, and he is looking like he did last season. But last season, honestly, Meta Knight was mostly being unlucky. Pokeball season, he gets the first knockout on Fox finally, but it may just be too late for Meta Knight at 4-4. He was only 3-17 last season in the green. He moved here, and he's obviously been doing much better. Could, I guess, end up 4-16 and only doing 1 match better, but I don't think that's going to happen. Right now, it does look like Fox is going to take this one, though. I don't know. But yeah, 86 all of a sudden on Meta Knight. Man, caught in that up B, the whole thing. And, yep. 34 on Fox's second stock. He's taken this one. I didn't think this would happen in our match 5. This is match 5 because of Fox being low. This is match 5. Meta Knight at 4-4 has had himself some good matches. This is not one of them. Yep, see ya. See you later, Meta Knight. He's going to 4-5, and Fox is... I have no idea. He's 2-6. You make of that what you want. 2-6 in 20 matches. Out of 20 matches, he'll play. We shall see, I guess. If he has any shot at all to get back to that 10-10 is probably what he's going to need to make the playoffs. You might be able to make it in with a little less now that there's more making it in every division even. Maybe with a 9-11 record, it might be a little easier. You might be a little more solid in there. The 9-11s, there was only one of them, Ice Climbers, last season. They did make it, but there was only one of them to make it. They were lucky for that. But yeah, Fox, I don't know, maybe still in it. Meta Knight, of course, is fine for now at 4-5. That's okay. I can't say the same for Rosalina and Luma as I said for Fox. They're 1-7 already. Even at 2-7, that's really tough to come back from. Again, maybe if you can get in at 8-12, then maybe you'll still be okay. If Rosalina can pick up a win here and go 2-7, but that's a big if. Rob is Rob is right now 3-4, which is bad. I mean, it's not great. It's he's not making the playoffs currently, but he did last season. He was here in the blue, in fact, 12-8. So we know a little bit about him. We kind of know this guy, this robot. We know that he, well, maybe you do, maybe you don't. We know, actually, yeah, I've mentioned already, he beat Ganondorf again. Just like Falco defeated Wario from the green last season, Rob defeated Ganondorf from the green last season, and both Ganondorf and Wario are now moved from the green to the blue here. And they're both doing really well, while Falco and Rob are not. And so, kind of interesting, Rob then lost to Kirby in the next round of playoffs last season. Knocked Rosalina out already, 82 on him right now. Super Mushroom used to a little more effectiveness, and another one grabbed. Here on Rosalina and Luma's second stock already, 54%. Not looking good. A lot of mushroom advantage going toward Rob in this one already. 133 on him. Can they get the knockout? Super Mushroom, yes, no. Again, they cannot quite make it. There, that one will do it. Maybe can bring this one back. 62% on them. This is our worst match of all of them. You'd think Ken, the 0-7, would have been in the worst match, but because he was up against Banjo, we put them a little higher up in the set. Here, Rob, again, also struggling, 3-4. Both of these two out of the playoffs currently, the way the playoffs stand. But Rob with a win will be just fine at 4-4. If you lose to Rosalina and Luma, that's not good. And right now, Rosalina has just brought this thing back and actually had the lead there for a second. Almost knocked Rob out again as well there. 103 to 98 currently, Rob's very, very slight favor. Oh, but the launch isn't going to quite do it. You will gain advantage. Gaining advantage of the stage doesn't quite mean as much as it used to last season with Pokeball season. That was nuts. Anytime you were on the battlefield, anytime you had control of the stage, you had control of the Pokeballs. And if you got one Pokeball, that could string together you getting 3 more, 4 more, all the rest of them. You never know. So it was awesome. I love that. That was so great. You know, we love Pokemon here, so. Rob is knocked out for the second time before Rosalina and Luma there. What a match here for Rosalina. And she has had some good ones. It's not, again, like she's just been shut out every time or anything like that. She just can't quite win. Right now, can she win? How long can she hold on to this stock number 2? 145 on that. And a big mushroom on Rob, 19 on his last, 37, 43. Wait a second, Rosalina trying to do some damage while Rob is massive. Does so, actually, without taking any. 145 right now, 54 on Rob's last. Is that a super Rosalina? Now it is. Never mind, now it is. I always say that because Rosalina is surprisingly tall. But now she does definitely have the super mushroom, no mistake in that. Rob does get that stock at 73% on Rob's last. Rosalina has stacked up that percent in preparation for this 1-to-1 stock bout here to finish things in our worst match, lowest of the low today, before we move into our 4 best matches, as always. But they're making a show of it right now. Rob is tiny, and he's at 87%. Is that going to do it? Is Rosalina going to take this one away from him? That is huge. Moving Rob, that would move Rob, yes, to 3-5. Again, he'd still be kind of pretty much okay. But losing this one is really not the one you wanted to lose. Brings into question all the others he's going to have to fight. And again, he was tied with Falco. He's above Falco. He was number 4 last season, but he was 12-8 with Falco. The only one below them that stayed was Fox. We already talked about him doing bad. Falco also, Rob not faring much better than Fox and Falco right now. Falco started getting a few wins. He's doing a little better for himself. Rob, not going to get a win, just like Falco. Not getting a win today. Rosalina is going to pull off a massive upset because that could be a playoff ending upset for Rob there. We'll see what happens in the future, of course, but 3-5 now, that's one that he obviously needed to win. You need to get those kind of wins for yourself if you want to make the playoffs. We'll see if he has a chance. May not make a return this season. But here we go, best 4 matches, and we're starting off already with a doozy, I think. We got Lucas. Okay, he's struggling this season a little bit, but he did that last season too. He's 3-5 right now. Don't panic though. He ended up 13-7 last season, which is one of the better records. Aside from, I think maybe, yeah, there was a tie at for 14-6 in the yellow with Ike and Pokemon Trainer. Pokemon Trainer won that, going first place. We had, other than them, we had Ness. I guess they were tied for 3rd in the league at that 14-6. Ness was 2nd at 15-5. Bowser was 3rd at, Bowser was 1st at 17-3. DDD was also 14-6. So I guess there's a 3-way tie for that 3rd spot. But then there was a ton of 13-7s. He was one of them, Lucas. And yeah, he did struggle, but he ended up there toward the top, actually number 3 in the division, tied with Captain Falcon, who was number 2, who was actually number 1 for quite a while, and also then again, as we mentioned, made the final round of playoffs against King DDD. Both of these guys, though, made the playoffs last season. Lucas beating Olimar and then beating Olimar and then beating Peach and then beating Bowser. Remember I said that? Yeah. So he lost to DDD eventually. But what a run Lucas made. Not only making his way up in the division in the regular season, but then like taking out a ton of people, including Bowser, in the playoffs. That was pretty crazy. Go back and watch it. Pretty awesome. Also then we had Wario. I already mentioned Falco beat him in the first round. Wario used to be in the green division. He was 11-9, one of the 4 only that went to the playoffs and had to move division last season. There's going to be a bunch of them this season and onward that do. But yeah, it was an exclusive bunch last season. Wario and Ganondorf both at 11-9 moved. Green was really tough last season. Tough this season, it seems. Oh man, Lucas loses his first stock, but Wario's already at 89% on his second. So Lucas doing really well again. Maybe these higher up ranks in the blue, not so bad. Again, kind of ranking them along with how we will with everybody else that's now joined the division. All Ness, Captain Falcon, and Lucas. Well, Lucas not doing as well. Doing well here. But Ness and Captain Falcon now both in the top 8 again. So not doing too bad. And Lucas slowly creep his way back in. Again, just like he did last season. For Wario this season, of course, we didn't even mention, he's 4-3. He's number 8 right now. The last of the 4-3s. We saw Roy and Steve already. He's the top of them. Actually had a few losses here recently, but yeah. Started off really strong this season. This go around. Just lost to Captain Falcon, Banjo, and Kazooie. There he goes. Lucas knocks him out again and takes the stock advantage once more. 79% on Lucas. Second stock. Will he drop Wario to 4-4? Ooh, nice shot there by Wario, bringing things back to about even now. Wait a moment. Slight upset, maybe. I don't know if you can call it that, because again, we know what Lucas is capable of. The 4-3 Wario, 3-5 Lucas. Their records are slightly similar right now. Wario had a bye. Lucas had not had a bye yet. Has not had a bye yet. Oh, nice shot there. He's trying to just not allow Wario to come back, but it's not going to work. Wario's okay for now. 65% though. Lucas continues the offensive here. Nice, 89% now on Wario. Super Mushroom on Lucas. Is that going to do it? It just might. .103. Wario blocks that one. Oh no, Tiny Mushroom for Lucas. 38 on him. It's not going to take much with a Poison Mushroom with Wario hitting you. He's back to normal size. Lucky. It's Wario coming in with a headbutt there. 56 now on Lucas. 65, 108. Lucas with the Super Mushroom again now. 77 on him after a nice attack by Wario. Oh, if he wasn't supersized, Lucas was out of here, but he's safe for now. Oh, Wario, what a poorly timed jump back to the map. Oh, man. He almost launches Lucas, but then, yeah, jumps back onto the platform at the worst time. PK Thunder Rocket. And Wario's out of here. What a match. Lucas is now 4-5. Looking good. Wario is 4-4. Just a half a match above him. Oh, man. Things are heating up. That is one out of the 3-5s that we may have been able to maybe see happening. Lucas of the 3-5s, Pacman, Pichu, Lucas, and Falco. Seeing him moving up in the world. All right, here we go. Ness at 5-3. Inkling at 4-4. Now things are really heating up. Nobody under 500 in this match. Inkling has sort of been back and forth, but has some nice wins under their belt. Lucas being one of them, in fact. A lot of recent wins here. Ness is 5-3. He's also, you know, pretty much just been on the upswing, as 5-3s usually are. Knocked out here first by the Inkling, 79% on her. Oh boy. Ness #1 last season in the blue when all was said and done in the regular season. 15-5 again, second place overall in the whole league with that record. Had the bye, and then lost to Pikachu in a huge upset. One of the biggest, obviously. Pikachu already getting one upset victory to get to that point in the first place. Getting another even bigger upset against Ness. So Ness did not get quite the experience he was looking for in the playoffs. And right now, not getting quite the experience he's looking for in this match, as he's knocked out twice already. 144 on Inkling's first stock. Inkling going hard right now in the paint. 157. Flawless victory. Inkling. Are you kidding me? Ness goes down 5-4. Inkling goes up to 5-4. Ness also was like kind of doing the same thing. Lucas was hovering below 500 for most of the season. Ness hovering above 500 most of the season. They both ended up well above. But a great win there from Inkling. This is not the division it was last season. None of them are. They're both 5-4. The penultimate match here. We've got Captain Falcon 5-3. And we've got Sora at 5-2. That is the number 7, rank 7 Captain Falcon. Rank 4 Sora. And a very important one. And it's also probably worth noting, again, there's only one matchup. Everyone fights everybody in the division, but only once per season now. Last season, it was small enough where everyone could get 2 matches in, so you had a chance. If you lost the first, you had a chance to tie things back up in your head-to-head. But here, that is not the case. If you lose, then come tie-break time, there's only that one head-to-head match. And if you've lost it, then you've lost it. Ness, I'm looking at you. Now tied with the Inkling. Right here, 61% each of them. 61.3% each of them. Wow. Talk about close. It's only the beginning, of course. Captain Falcon has the Super Mushroom. Captain Falcon, one of the 2, along with King Dedede, in the final match of the playoffs of the season, last season, promo season 0. In Sora, who's already above him in record right now. Oh man, what a shot. Maybe he can indeed. He then pulls a poison mushroom. That happens a lot. You get a knockout, you pick up a poison mushroom afterward. You hope you don't immediately get knocked out afterward. That is not going to be the case here. Not yet, at least. Captain Falcon with the Super Mushroom here will get that knockout after a couple attempts on Sora, and we are back to about even. Sora, a nice combination of strikes there. Tries to retake his advantage, but no, not going to happen with another Super Mushroom on Captain Falcon. Oh, wait a second. 59-20, Sora's favor. 70-20. Ooh, a nice kick from Captain Falcon. Oh, Sora jumps over the poison mushroom. What a move. I don't think he meant to do that, but Captain Falcon then grabbing it and not launched. The Super Mushroom avoided until after Captain Falcon goes back to normal size, grabs it, turns super size, knocks Sora out. That was insane. Captain Falcon now with a nice advantage. 105 on his second stock and another Super Mushroom. Is this going to be the end? He just did 40%, not quite all of that at once, but 40% on Sora right now already. He's telling Captain Falcon to back off. I don't think he's going to listen, but can Sora make him back off? That remains to be seen. He still has a shot here, only that 40%. Yeah, but the poison mushroom on him. Captain Falcon to normal size now. He had another super, but he's normal. Sora is normal. 138 to 40. 138, Captain Falcon, an extra stock. Sora still doesn't get the knockout. Super size, then returns to normal from that poison mushroom. That's Captain Falcon. Sora, that is lucky for him. Certainly another Super Mushroom for Captain Falcon. One hit is gonna do it, 93, and then game. Captain Falcon defeating Sora in an epic battle. That is one we may just see again in the playoffs. I would not be surprised. Well, I would not be surprised at all to see them both in it. We can certainly see that match up again, and that would be fun to watch once more. Again, now Captain Falcon 6-3. Sora moving down to 5-3, where Captain Falcon just was. Again, Sora had a bye, Captain Falcon not yet. What a match. But I've got an even better one for you. It is the 7-1 Cloud at the top of the division, taking on number 2, 6-1 Ganondorf. The difference? A bye. Cloud jumps off the side of the map because he is so confident that he's going to give Ganondorf a whole stock advantage here to begin things. And right now, Cloud with that 2 stock. Oh no! Ganondorf, the end of the Super Mushroom, connects with that giant fiery heel kick, and that did like 50% to Cloud there. Other than that, he didn't take any damage. He was doing just kind of almost bringing it back to 2 stock each, 0%, but not quite because of that hit. Now though, Cloud back on the attack. 98% on Ganondorf's first. This Poison Mushroom on Cloud. See, Cloud, it may have worked if we didn't have mushrooms raining from the sky. Now he's down to his last stock already. 98 on Ganondorf's first due to that Poison Mushroom. Obviously, I'm joking. It's AI. I don't know what happened to him, why he fell off the map to begin things, but he's got a Super Mushroom. He's knocked Ganondorf off once. He's got 10% on his last stock only. Yeah, I don't know. I still think he's going to lose because Ganondorf is quite good. But we don't know. We don't know for sure, right? Can't say for sure. If he's 6% on a Super Ganondorf on his second stock, but yeah, he's Super, remember? So, yeah. It's just, what do you even do against that? It doesn't matter who you are. Super-sized Ganondorf, again, he's just going to whack you with that massive sword. And then you're going to go flying off the stage. That's what happens. Ganondorf laughs at Cloud's folly at the beginning of the match. And I don't know what would have happened if it wasn't for that. We, of course, don't replay these things. You know, I don't like replay a match if it goes as horribly as that for Cloud or somebody. Obviously, I don't redo it and show you a different one. If that was the case, you wouldn't have seen this ridiculous match, ridiculous outcome. Let's see what has happened after a ridiculous set number 9 for the blue. All right, yeah, a lot of changes after that. After we had Roy defeat Falco, Steve beat Pacman, Palutena beat Pichu, Banjo beat Ken, Fox defeat Meta Knight, Rosalina and Luma defeat Rob, Lucas defeat Wario, Inkling beat Ness, Captain Falcon defeat Sora, and Ganondorf defeat Cloud. Here's where we're at. 9 sets in. Ganondorf now number 1, 7-1. The only one with 1 loss. Cloud is now number 2 at 7-2. Snake is 6-2. Banjo and Captain Falcon are the 6-3s now. They haven't gone up against each other just yet. Sora, Roy, and Steve are 5-3. Sora defeated Roy. Roy defeated Steve. So they're in that order for a reason. Again, also Inkling at 5-4 beat the 5-4 Ness, who also beat the 5-4 Palutena. So Inkling moving the whole way up to number 9. Ness moving the whole way down to number 10. Pretty crazy there. Wario is now down the whole way to number 12. 4-4 by himself there. 4-5 Meta Knight and Lucas. And that rounds out our 14. Meta Knight and Lucas would be vying there for the last playoff spot if all were to end. Rob, 3-5. The last that would be moving divisions in number at rank 15. So still pretty much, I guess, in it at 3-5. The 3-6s also are still slightly in it. That's Pacman, Pichu, and Falco now. Fox is at 2-6. I still have no idea what to think about him. He could also beat 3-6 because he has his bye already. The others didn't. Rosalina, though, at 2-7 is probably all done, even though she won today. And Ken at 0-8 is definitely done. What are we going to see next? We're going to see the last set of set 9. This is the yellow division. That's Richter taking on Sephiroth, Ice Climbers versus Zero Suit Samus. Me Swordfighter against Game & Watch. Min Min versus Joker. Daisy versus Sonic. Duck Hunt versus Incineroar. Wii Fit Trainer taking on Pikachu. Samus versus Pokemon Trainer. Ridley against Isabelle. And finally Ike taking on Robin. Olimar has a bye there. And in this one, set number 10 for these guys, it's more like the upset. Have a few slightly bigger record deficit matches. Starting off first with the Wario and Pacman match. That is the 4-4 Wario, the 3-6 Pacman, maybe on his last leg. Then we also have the 3-5 Rob taking on the 5-4 Ness. Snake then, way up at 6-2. He's taking on the 3-6 Falco, see if he still has any shot. Then we've got some even worse ones for the next 3. Ganondorf at 7-1 is taking on Rosalina and Luma at 2-7, and they're in that one first for the other 2 because it's Ganondorf. He's number 1. He deserved it. Then we got 2 that are actually the same. pretty much, almost. Fox at 2 and 6 is taking on the 6 and 3 Banjo and Kazooie. It's more the same for Banjo and Captain Falcon here. Next, Ken versus Captain Falcon, the 0 and 8 Ken versus the 6 and 3 Captain Falcon. So the 2 6 and 3s have easy ones. Will they win? What will happen there? We'll see. Then we move into our best 4. That is Roy first at 5 and 3. He's up against the falling slightly 4 and 5 Meta Knight. Then we've got Sora at 5 and 3 up against the 4 and 5 slightly climbing Lucas. And then finally 2 more, Inkling 5 and 4 up against the 5 and 4 Palutena. That'll be a great one. Even better though, Steve at 5 and 3 is taking on 7 and 2 Cloud. So that is what is to come. And of course, Pichu then is on a bye at 3 and 6. See if maybe after that he can come back strong. Remains to be seen. Like, subscribe, comment who you think is going to win the next matchups. Stay tuned for those. Check out the Shorts League. Check out the streams Thursday through Saturday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, except Friday, which is 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Long form Scarlet version Pokemon video game playthrough, 2 to 3 hour streams on Wednesday and Saturday mornings if you want to chill, chat, come hang out for a while. But that's it. I'm Randy with Nerds Templar, guys, in the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate AI League. I hope you enjoyed. Peace out.